An African American veteran, Benjamin O. Davis Jr. Benjamin O. Davis Jr. was born on December 12, 1912, the second of three children born to Benjamin O. Davis Sr. He was a U.S. Army officer, and Elnora Dickerson Davis. He was an African American Army officer and military activist. He was born in Washington, D.C., and entered the U.S. Military Academy in 1932. He served 4 years at West Point. During those 4 years, no one would room with him and no one would speak to him outside the line of duty. When he was commissioned as a second lieutenant in 1936, the Army had only two black line officers, Benjamin O. Davis Sr., his father, and Benjamin O. Davis Jr. Davis Jr. applied for the Army Air Corps, and he was rejected because it did not accept blacks.
The airmen commanded by Davis compiled an outstanding record in combat against the German Luftwaffe in the European theater during World War II. They shot down 111 planes and destroyed 273 on the ground at a cost of more than 70 pilots killed in action. They never lost an U.S. bomber to enemy fighters on their escort missions. And as the leader of numerous missions, Benjamin Davis received the Silver Star, 4-star strafing run into Austria, and the Distinguished Flying Cross for a bomber escort mission to Munich.
His leadership of Americans Only All Blacks Air units of World War II helped speed the integration of the air forces, and in 1954 he became its first black general. In April 1957, General Davis arrived at Ramstein Air Base, Germany, as Chief of Staff, 12th Air Force, U.S. Air Force in Europe. When the 12th Air Force was transferred to James Connolly Air Force Base, Texas in December 1957, he assumed new duties and Deputy Chief of Staff for Operations and Headquarters, U.S. Air Force in Europe. Weiden Air Base, Germany. While Germany, he was temporarily promoted to Major General in 1959, and his promotion to Brigadier General was made permanent in 1960.
Benjamin Davis served at the Pentagon and in overseas posts for the next 2 decades. He gained the 3rd star of Lieutenant General in May 1965, when he was the Chief of Staff for the U.S. forces in South Korea. In December of the year 1998, President Bill Clinton awarded him a 4th star, the military's highest peacetime rank. Davis retired in the year 1970 and briefly served as Director of Public Safety in Cleveland. He then spent 5 years at the Department of Transportation, directing anti-hijacking efforts. Ironically, General Benjamin O. Davis Jr. died on July 4th of the year 2002 at Walter Reed Army Medical Center in Washington, D.C., when he was 89 years old.